holistic consciousness, the simplest settled state of human awareness. From the beginning of time, in the great meditative traditions of the world, especially the Vedic tradition, which is really the origin of all traditions of meditation, ultimately, there were highly developed technologies of consciousness, techniques of meditation designed to quickly and efficiently open human awareness to the direct experience of this core unity of life. The way these meditation techniques work is they turn human attention powerfully within, as this next chart shows. These technologies of consciousness turn human awareness powerfully within, as shown on the right-hand side of this chart, exploring deeper levels of mind, finer levels of thought, corresponding to deeper levels of intelligence in nature. Ultimately, this inward flow of the mind, this inward march of human awareness, culminates in a state of experience that is beyond thought, simple, unbounded, universal consciousness. When I say meditation, I perhaps should be more specific, because really there are three things at least that come under the category of meditation, the way it's commonly used. One are techniques of concentration. Concentration are techniques that attempt to focus the mind. And by focusing the mind, concentration keeps the awareness narrowly engaged, narrowly confined to a particular object of concentration. Contemplation techniques, including visualization techniques, involve thinking about some concept that may be uplifting and so forth. But such contemplation also engages the mind and keeps the mind somewhat focused, though less focused, on a particular flow of content, specific as opposed to non-specific. Meditation, as I'm describing it, is a process of transcending. I'll call it transcendental meditation, as it's been called for years and years, because it's a process of systematic reduction of mental activity, experiencing quieter, finer levels of thought, until the process of thinking is left behind, and one is suddenly left with consciousness alone, the experience of one's own unbounded inner subjectivity, devoid of thought. In this state of pure consciousness, because it's purely consciousness, without content, without boundaries, non-specific, universal, this experience, fundamental in every tradition, constitutes, according to modern physiological research, a fourth major state of human consciousness, distinct from waking, dreaming, or sleeping. This fourth state of consciousness, unbounded awareness, is marked by the sudden onset of profound neurological coherence, orderliness of brain functioning, where the entire brain starts to function in an integrated way. This is quite extraordinary. It's this type of coordinated activity of the entire brain, called global EEG coherence, is not seen in any other state of consciousness, whether waking, dreaming, sleeping, hypnosis. It is unique to this meditative state, this holistic experience of consciousness within. This next chart shows at a glance the developing of this extraordinary EEG coherence that begins on the left-hand chart with the appearance of little yellow mountain peaks traveling up the chart during the practice of the Transcendental Meditation program, which is by now certainly the most widely researched and extensively practiced of any technology for the development of human potential in the world. These little yellow mountain peaks indicate more than 90% correlation in the electrical activity of the left and right hemispheres of the brain. With a few more weeks of meditation and several years on the right-hand chart of twice daily meditation, you find that these yellow mountain peaks, this orderliness of brain functioning, starts to span the entire range of the frequencies of cognitive functioning. That means all activity of the brain remains profoundly integrated, and the total brain is engaged 24 hours a day, even after meditation, even during dreaming and deep sleep states of consciousness. The brain functions in a holistic and integrated way integrated way just through regular exposure to this experience of unbounded awareness. Now, as an educator, I must point out that even a technology to develop integrated brain functioning represents an educational breakthrough of the foremost magnitude. Why? Because orderly brain functioning is scientifically correlated with intelligence, IQ, growing creativity, improved recall, short-term and long-term memory, improved academic performance, increased alertness, faster reaction time, improved moral reasoning, increased psychological stability, emotional maturity. Everything good about the brain depends on its orderly functioning. And now, orderliness of brain functioning can be systematically, longitudinally developed in students of any age, just by exposing human awareness to its unified source in the state of pure consciousness in which human awareness identifies with the unified field. I would like to go back for just a moment now and explore once more this connection between this experience of pure consciousness and the unified field. I talked already about the profound qualitative correspondence between this field of consciousness and the unified field identified by physics. Qualitatively, they are the same, unbounded universal fields of pure self-aware intelligence. But if you look more carefully at the quantitative structure of the unified field as available now through modern mathematics, and the quantitative structure of consciousness in its unified state, which is open to direct experience and exploration through transcendental meditation and advanced techniques of meditation from the Vedic tradition of India, especially, you can explore the structure of unity. And, for example, in physics, you can take the unified field and shake it. This, for example, is what is done in a particle accelerator. You're shaking, stimulating the unified field and listening to its reverberant states. It's like banging a guitar. If you bang a guitar, it makes a noise. But very quickly the noise settles down until you begin to hear several pure tones of vibration. Those are called the fundamentals and harmonics of the guitar string. E, C, G, A, etc. Like that, the unified field has its own natural reverberant frequencies. And those reverberant frequencies, which are mathematically derivable from the unified field of physics, correspond one by one to the so-called elementary particles, the graviton, the photon of electromagnetism, and so forth. The fundamental forces and particles that fill the universe are just the vibrational tones of the unified field, the stable waves on the propagating ocean of existence. The whole universe is really just a symphony. Not a material world, but a world purely of vibration, the fundamentals and harmonics of the superstring. Similarly, human consciousness has its natural reverberant frequencies and can be stimulated, and these frequencies can be heard in the most silent, settled state of human awareness, in the meditative state.